To another episode of the Pure Thought Podcast. I am your host, Mr. DHE, and this is my guy.
_ Teal, follow me for more burial advice. Life insurance. We were
all kind of advice. How about that? Let's
shout out to Miss Melancholy.
Let's make it broad. Yeah,
shout
Miss
out to my boy
Melancholy.
Ron, you hear me? Rolling
yes, sir, man. How you been, T? T, we've been out for a minute. T, how you been, T?
Man, I'm truly blessed. I'm happy to be here.
Yes,
it's
sir.
always good to be back in the studio with my guy.
Yes, sir.
I love to have my other guy here.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
the show must go on.
The show must go on.
If you want to leave, baby, go ahead and walk out.
I was about to say I don't know that one, but that's a New Orleans one. That's one of them classics. That's one of them classic New Orleans songs you hear at every New Orleanian old school party.
One monkey don't stop no show.
That's crazy. It's crazy. Hey man, life has been up and down lately. Mm-hmm. I mean, but you know, like you said, life has been. I feel like okay. I'm gonna ask you a question. Whenever I always ask you how is life going, and you always say, "Man, I'm blessed." Is that more of a projection, like fate thing, like where it's like, even though you might be having some stuff going on, you still choose to say I'm blessed, or you really be like, nah, man, life is actually really good? Because you be seeming like you don't be having nothing wrong going on in your life at all. You just be like, oh, I'm blessed, man, everything is good, man. Okay, we know you blessed, but is life in for you, or you really be like, nah, it's really good?
Like it's one of those things where like no matter what's going on, you know, my house is still paid. My car's paid off. My insurance is paid. My lights bill. Everything's up to date. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, my career is going well. This is going well.
Yeah.
So it's like, despite of what's going on outside of where I'm at,
what you
kind of
control,
compartmentalize where I'm at the moment. But it's like, when I look at it on the overall, I'm blessed.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's why it's like, no matter what I'm going through, you know, God. Thank you, because everything's still in. Like you said in one of your songs, just a couple of homies didn't make it, but my life's still intact.
Yes, sir.
Some stuff like that. You know what I mean? I was about to call you one of those mornings. I was listening to one of those. I was so hyped. I just got my biggest check. I'm getting paid now. Come on. Hey, I was feeling good. I was feeling good. But you answer that question. You answer that question.
No, but I was asking you because you always say the same thing. I'll be honest. I be like, man, this is rough right now. It's hard. I mean, I'm blessed and I'm appreciative and grateful because, like, to your point, on the major scale, everything is good, but like, you know, you be having some days when things might not go as planned, or you might just be having an argument with your spouse, and like life, and I'll be like, but I'll be honest, when y'all ask me, I'll be like, but you be like, oh, no, I'm good, everything good, bro, everything good, man, like, we know everything ain't good, man.
In time,
not always.
All
I mean,
things
maybe it is.
Do heal.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true, but it's also, I feel like it's also good to be open and honest and vulnerable, because reality isn't that life is always good.
Yeah.
It's definitely a roller coaster of.
But you know what it is for me? It's my optimistic outlook on life. Like regardless, you know, X, Y, and Z's breathing, this is doing well. This is going well. Like for example, I had a mishap with my daughter this morning. You know, I'm one of those fathers. I give her everything she needs, but I give her a lot of what she wants. She wanted to, for some reason. I'm gonna say she wanted to drink a soda this morning.
Ooh.
So I said, she got up, she brushed her teeth, she ate her vitamins, she did everything she was supposed to do. We was on time. I said, okay. So I said, we're gonna share it. She said, okay, daddy. She drinks it, I drank it. Now, you know the soda's high at the top. So I give it to her, open it. I'm not even paying attention. But bro, halfway on the way to school, bro, I realized, I looked at her undershirt, it had orange on it. Yeah. I looked at the rest of the shirt, orange going down the shirt. I had to go to Walmart. Stop at Walmart and buy a brand new school shirt just so she can go to school, because the Walmart was close to the school. You feel what I'm saying? But I could have came in and been like, man, bro, I just had to ride. It made me late. I wanted to be here at certain. But it's like, why, when she's still gonna get an education? Yeah, she's thriving. Yeah, you know what I mean. One of the last things she said before I left the situation was, "Dad, I love you."
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, oh yeah, you know what? I could have blew up on her. I could have, you know, it did frustrate me. I could have made the situation worse than what it was, but I was like, man, I'm blessed. She still made it to school. I made it here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? My day's still going. We're still early. We're still rocking. You know what I mean? We're going to have a great day. Like, you know what I mean? And that's just my outlook. I try not to let the little things, like, for example, like, you know how some people stub their toe?
Yes, sir.
And that can ruin their whole day?
Yes, sir.
Man, I stub my toe. I'll get angry. I'll be like, thank you. I'll try to say, thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you. Get back to my optimistic mindset. Because if I go left, I'm going left. Yeah. You know, so that's how I look at it.
I think Coach Prime said that a while back. He was like, man, most times he says, don't let. He said something in there. He said there's no such thing as having a bad day.
Right.
It's you had a bad moment, but you chose to convert that moment into an entire day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I guess that's your point. Like, yeah, you might have bad moments, but you're not going to allow that one moment to define your life or your day or your week or whatever the case is. So I respect it. I get it.
You can relate also with sports. Like I had a coach in college. We both played college sports. He played college soccer. I played college football.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And shout out to Coach Rebo. When I was at Nichols, Coach Rebo was like, hey, we all have bad thoughts. But you know what I do after I have a bad thought? I try to follow with a good thought and a good thought and a good thought. You know, that way it leads to more positive thinking. Like I can have a bad play. I might have a bad, one bad play. Don't let that one bad play decide, the rest of the game. Yeah. It just happens.
True.
Next play. That's how life is. Next play.
Man, speaking of sports and prime,
let's go.
SHEDEUR. SHEDEUR. And a lot of people were upset, disappointed, I guess, that he didn't go in the first round, especially him, but more so like because I feel like he's been taking over the media conversation for the past few months. Him more than Travis Hunter, the Heisman Trophy, or him more than Cam Ward, the number one overall pick. What is it do you think about SHEDEUR? One that made him fall so low in the draft, and why has he been in the media so much? You think?
To answer your first question, why he fell in the draft, in my opinion, shout out to Dan Orlovsky, Marcellus Wiley, Marcus Spears. Those are the guys who I saw, in my opinion, kept it real. Yeah. I get it. He's not the greatest athlete like his father. He got his mother's athleticism, but his father's confidence.
That shade.
No shade. But he got his father's confidence. He got his mother's athleticism. Because if you had Prime's athleticism, he'd be generational. Okay. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But why he fell, like I said, scouts have their way of doing things. And to me, I don't want to come on here and be one of those people like the league colluded and they tried to humble him. No, they selected him in the 5th round. You still get a chance to go out there and compete. You heard your name. You didn't hear it when you wanted to get it, wanted to hear it. But a lot of people, it goes like that for a lot of people every year. Lamar Jackson, a Heisman Trophy winner, went number 32.
Which is crazy.
And had to get traded back the Ravens had to trade back into the 1st round to get him. So for me, I don't want to get into the speculations of what everybody else is saying. Oh, he didn't interview great, or he's not the great. My thing is, he got his opportunity. You know what I'm saying? You with the Browns. Deshaun Watson is hurt for the rest of this year. Joe Flacco's an old quarterback. The other guy they have, in my opinion, they drafted the guy, but in my opinion, SHEDEUR can go in and compete. Yeah. Now, great quarterbacks have been picked 4th, 5th, 7th. Tom Brady 7th round. Russell Wilson, 4th round. Dak Prescott, 4th round. No, Russell Wilson, 3rd round. Dak Prescott, 4th round. So it's like I think at this point, I guess he was trying to be a top pick for, they're the Sanders. Yeah. So the glory, the fame, the catch my brother go number 2 higher than my dad. It's a historical moment. I think that's what it was for the media around it. And why they're so wrapped up in, that's why they're so wrapped up into the media. That's the second part. Like, it's the Sanders, it's Deion, it's Prime, it's, you know what I'm saying? Then everything rolled up to it. Remember when Deion went to the scout and like, y'all do what y'all do. Y'all do what y'all do. And he had a video of his son. You get drafted higher than me. He told Shiloh, you get drafted. No, you run a 4.
You 440.
And it's like, he's being a dad and a coach at the same time. So I think it's kind of conflicting for scouts. Also.
Do you think that Coach Prime being so present, being such a powerful force with him, with reputation and everything that comes with that, because what I'm hearing, as if I'm on the inside of what I'm hearing.
Still, what we're reading.
What I'm reading, is like some teams probably didn't draft SHEDEUR based on his dad, like because his dad be saying that. They be saying like the last name, like people hate. I don't think it's hate, bro. I don't think it's hate. Now, I don't think that, but I don't know. They might know some more stuff behind closed doors that we as outsiders, as fans, don't have never seen and will never probably see. But I don't think it's hate. I think that his dad overestimates SHEDEUR. I think SHEDEUR is really good.
Okay, yeah.
And I thought SHEDEUR deserved to go in the first round.
First 3, yeah, I agree.
especially with the people that needed a quarterback, right? But then to your point, once I heard Dan Olarski and the other dude, Marcus Spears on ESPN talking about it, I was like, well, I guess they're right. Especially, I think Dan said this. He was like, hey, man, or the
Marcus Spears.
Him. He was like, bruh, there has been players that have been drafted regardless of
whatever's
behavior,
off the field,
whatever's off the field, but they were exceptional talent.
Right. Laramie Tunsil.
Marvin Sapp, I heard.
Robert Igiche, a guy from, I forgot what school he came from, but he came out of SEC school and went late first round because they was heard of some off the field issues. Like I say, man,
there's been examples, and to his point was like that's where it conveyed me, because I was like, well, I guess your boy SHEDEUR isn't that, like he's good, but he probably isn't that good to where they're overlooking all of the stuff that is going to come attached with him, which is his ego. Deservedly so, his confidence, which is always necessary and good. His dad always being there and probably gonna be trying to be in the locker room and trying to be prime. Like everything that comes with SHEDEUR, his sounds crazy. It doesn't match. From what they were saying, it doesn't match.
The hype doesn't match the play, is what you're saying.
The hype doesn't match the play. Even though I think he had a great year last year, but. Like they were saying, man, the NFL isn't worried about all of that.
Yeah, they evaluate you after the season.
After the season, and SHEDEUR came into the combine just kind of on a like, I already know I'm gonna go 1 or 2 or 3.
I ain't about to work out,
and I'm not gonna work out. I ain't about to finish the play like his last.
But he's not the only quarterback or the only player. Like you know, say Cam Ward didn't work out. But he was a consensus number 1. But still, like a lot of quarterbacks like but I'm gonna defend him here because. What I understand is he didn't work out at the combine because he wanted to give his guys a look. He knew a lot of eyes were going to be on him, and a lot of cameras would be at his pro day compared to he throwing to guys that, like I said, the timing's off. They don't know how, when he wants to release. He don't know, when they're going to break. And I get that. That is a thing. But, and I get it because when you go into the league, you're going to work out with some of these guys, but you're going to make some crazy throws to, to learn them. But it's not going to count against you as far as like a grade knock. Because I think if you'd have made a bad pass, 9 times out of 10, these guys would have knocked him for that because I think they were kind of looking for reasons to knock him. But it was a consensus. He was the number 2 overall pick at some point. But like I said, somewhere along in the evaluation process, it had to be a lot of the off the field things, like because you can be confident, but cocky and arrogant it drives some people to the wall. Like I can't work with this type of person. Is he coachable?
But I think he is coachable. I think he's coachable. But it's almost like because then Stephen A made a point. He was like, well, Baker Mayfield was that cocky. They didn't have a problem with Baker Mayfield being so cocky and overconfident. And the difference is, which we always, I guess, people tend to forget, you don't get the same look when you're black.
Yeah, but this is my pushback.
You have to be more conscious of that, I think.
Baker.
Plus, he was a Heisman, right? Baker Mayfield
was a Heisman winner. Yeah. Baker Mayfield is a Heisman winning quarterback. Baker Mayfield played at a school that, like I said, like it was granted when he played, it was all offenses. Every way you go within that conference, like it was all offense. But like I say, he was a consensus number 1 overall pick, bro. Like, and that's them going through the evaluation process, and like they say he did all this other brash stuff. Like, only brash stuff you can say about Baker, in my opinion, it was all football related. I'm slapping the flag into the middle of the field, but people fail to realize I'm saying I think that team stamped the flag on their field at one point too. You know what I'm saying?
So he just did it back.
He did it back
as a get back.
He did it get back, and then on top, like I said, Baker, like that's what you love about Baker now. Like it's not arrogance, or it's more of like so you can see he's humble enough to listen, and you saw that with the Browns.
That's probably now. Though.
It's just that I think that he just caught bad media slack with the Browns. I think the Browns should have re-signed him. I think he was a good quarterback.
I think he did good by leaving, because sometimes you got to leave. I feel like sometimes some relationships you just have to leave.
Leave.
Whether you think you could get it back and not just leave for your mental health. Browns ended up making a terrible signing with Deshaun Watson, which they already came out and said they regret that. That was a terrible.
Thank you.
That was
as an NFL fan. Thank you. I needed to hear that.
That's crazy.
That's why I say he's in the perfect situation. Yeah, they drafted another quarterback higher, but you still get to go in and compete. Now, I seen an article where they said they might cut him after X, Y, and Z. In my opinion, you're not going to cut him because you only have 3 quarterbacks in your quarterback room right now that, 2 you drafted and one's an old man. And one, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand the others are veteran. I think Kenny Pickett. I understand the others are veteran, but I do believe that he's going to be on that roster in some way, form, or fashion.
I think he deserves a chance, and I think he's good enough. Do you think Saints should have signed him? Do you think Saints should have picked him up at 9? Or
see, this is the thing. This is the thing I hate about fans. This one, and I'm me being a fan as well. But this one thing, like, I hate about like the way we judge certain things. Like, you see this viral clip or clips of this quarterback at the combine throwing a pass sideways, and it looked like he was just having fun. And people look at it like, this is the guy the Saints took. But I'm like, bro, he was a 3rd round pick. The Saints took, a 2nd round pick. The Saints drafted what they needed first. You know what I'm saying? Offensive tackle. I thought it was a good pick from Texas. You know what I mean? And you got a guy who, and most scouts said, if you look it up and stop being so damn emotional, was the most talented guys. Talented meaning he was born with height, arm strength, but he doesn't consistently put it together all the time. And that's, but think about it. Every quarterback that comes out, like, they need a negative to say about you.
Yeah.
There's no quarterback that ever, Joe Burrow had negatives. Everybody has negatives. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's about when you get there, what do you do with the opportunity? Because Brock Purdy was Mr. Irrelevant, and now he's in line to get paid for a big old contract from the San Francisco 49ers.
It's just crazy. I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
He deserves it, I guess.
Yeah, but because like it's, let's say, like, but he went in, he put his work in, and I think it was good. He got drafted later because usually later, like, you know, like they didn't kind of built up the team a little bit, so it's like, let's go ahead and, you know, get everybody else who we think we can probably work with or develop. I think the Browns have a plan for him. They, like, the league kind of humbled them in a way.
Yeah, and maybe it was a necessary humbling, and also that's probably putting more fuel in his fire.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? So. Like I hope he comes out and shows these folks like the same with your boy from the Ravens. Like, all right, y'all skip me. All right, let me show y'all what y'all missed out on. Let me show y'all that I was worth being going number 2, number 3, number 1. Whatever. Like he said, all he needed was a chance. Shout out to SHEDEUR and everybody that got drafted,
Sanders,
and even SHEDEUR saying, man, this is a good problem to have. Like, y'all, people are making such a big deal, which I guess is a fan thing, but like, to his point, like, this is a good problem to have.
Yes,
you're gonna get paid more even as a 5th rounder, more than 80% of people ever seen it. Like, this is a good problem to have, bro.
It's a good problem.
So shout out to SHEDEUR and everybody that got drafted.
Then
man.
with NIL, he was already in a different place.
Yeah, we already know he was
already in a different place, my boy. Congratulations. Like,
you
know what I'm saying? Didn't think about it. You don't have to play football. Like, I understand. Like, that's how you know he wants to.
Yeah,
you don't have to. My dad's like rich beyond our measures. I can get endorsement deals just for being his son.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about without playing football.
Yeah.
So he's set. He wants to play football.
Yeah.
So that's how you know he has that hunger. He's going to grind. He's going to go in there and get better.
And he's good.
Yeah, he's good.
You know,
like I said,
he's good.
He has
and
his dad's confidence and his mom's athleticism.
There you go.
He's going to get better, bro. And like I said, Tom Brady wasn't the best athlete.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Peyton Manning wasn't the best athlete. You can sling that mug.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Pause. Let's keep it on sports.
Speaking of slinging.
Okay. Yeah. That's crazy work. That's crazy work. That's crazy work. Yeah. Okay, let's go there. Shannon Sharpe. Which is crazy. Man, I was telling somebody this the other day. I was like, man, Shannon had such a meteoric rise. That was like probably the quickest drop off I've seen in someone that rised that quickly.
You think he dropped?
I think he's going to drop.
Okay.
I think he already hit the peak and he's coming down. And I hope I'm wrong because I don't think he did it.
I don't think he did it.
I think whatever they discussed and however they did in their bedroom, I think it was all consensual. Once more proof or evidence comes out, then that's a different story, you know. But as of right now, my opinion is based on
what's been shown to you in the public.
What's been shown to me in the public, right? And if what the allegations were or are true, why doctor or why try to paint such a horrible, just give the real, like literally just give what the evidence is. because the audio tape, you could tell that it was chopped up.
I was saying, I'm like, bro,
if it's true, if what you're saying is true, you don't need to do all of the extra. Literally, just put out the tape exactly how it is. The Diddy thing was just give us to us if it's true exactly what it is. For people that don't know, Shannon Sharpe is being accused of sexual assaulting his then 19 or 20-year-old girlfriend. She sued him for $50 million. Civilly,
not
criminally. And it's very important to note that her attorney is Mr. Busby. The same dude that went after Jay-Z.
The same dude that went after Deshaun Watson.
The same dude that he just out here going for the black man trying to get their money. Now, T, what are your thoughts on this Shannon Sharpe situation? What is he guilty?
I don't want to. I'm not the judge or the jurist. I don't want to go there. But I will say this. I will say that people like are saying, why didn't he offer the $10 million, to settle? But I was like, why you think not? Like, here, take this, go away. I'll make more later. You know what I'm saying? Because it looks bad. It looks bad. Then it's like you see another side of Shannon Sharpe that even outside of the Michelle Live, you wouldn't, big black man choking a white woman. Yup. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, for him to say that, like, oh, he'll do it in public. Oh, stop. After, like, when she's like, I don't like you don't say that word no more. I'm going to choke. It seemed like, it was chopped up. It was meant to be a certain way. But it's like, I don't think Mr. Busby realized, I think he does realize he's working with an airhead and he's telling her everything to do and he's chopping it up. But like, give us the 10-minute sex tape. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, like Unc said, put it out. Put everything you got out. And like, they're putting it out. But now you see, like, now at this point, as far as April 28, 2020, 25, we haven't really seen too much else. Because I think that's the last bullet in the gun is the sex tape. But
I think they're working it out behind scenes right now.
Then they're working it out?
I think they're working it out behind scenes.
But I'd have told her, kick rocks. Arrivederci, see you later, sayonara, I'll see you in court, sucker. You know what I'm saying?
Well.
Because he's still doing nightcap. So you're still making money off your private
But that's it. But you got to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
You lost ESPN.
It's temporary. I'll be back. He said he'll be back in the NFL preseason. Let's give him that deadline. Let's give him that.
Okay.
Okay.
From what I've been reading or hearing and seeing, people that have intel behind scenes, they're saying that ESPN is done with that. This is the reason why the guy explained. He said because ESPN has a strict policy on that kind of behavior.
Yes.
And Shannon Sharpe, although to him seemed like the right move, keeping it real move, when he came out and said that everything I did was consensual and kind of sort of like spoke up and kind of admitting to, we did get into some crazy stuff, but it was consensual, it kind of stained him in the eyes of a corporation like Disney that expects their people or their employees to be squeaky clean.
Yes, they let Paul Pierce go for having a stripper on live.
So that tells me, and once he said that, I was like, well, that makes sense. I don't think he's coming back.
Yeah.
So now
the Michelle thing was kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Then that's crazy.
Yeah,
and then like the old sexual assault case, I guess from
that came up.
She's speaking. Oh, it's not this, but like my whole thing with that, I can't listen to her because this is not your situation. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
One of the things people go push is the fact that I think Busby had it since you were in this case, just come out and say something. The public's dumb enough to say, oh, well, she's saying something against it. It must be true. And now ESPN is like, bro, like, like I said, part of Disney, part of all this beauty, like, hey, bro, hey, we can't, like they said, I think he's introducing like Snow White or something like that. We can't be talking about Snow White in the 7 doors and you got this big black man choking up Snow White.
Huh? It like Disney looks at this as a bigger picture because even to move on past this, like we already let one slide. To your point, Michelle, we already let that slide.
Let Michelle slide.
We let it slide.
But Michelle was cool though. Michelle was like, oh, she did,
Yeah, but it's still something that is like. And I'm going back to Disney and their policy is something that they don't support
at all. I agree.
Even if whatever you do, I heard somebody say this today, which I think is true. Whack 100 said this on not Vlad,
No Jumper.
No Jumper. He was like, he's learning that the richer you get, the less active you have to, like the less stuff you have to be able to get into because it becomes more risky. So it's like, it seemed like Shannon, the richer he was getting, although he probably been living like this, but the richer he was getting, he was still keeping the same behaviors of doing this kind of stuff, or like doing it with different women, and hoping and trusting that they are loyal or down and would never bring this out to the light. Like the more success you gain, the less you have to do, because the more riskier it is to, if something comes out, exhibit A,
right,
you're gonna look crazy
in public, right?
In the public eye.
It's like you ever heard of, I think, Trevor Bauer. You ever heard of Trevor Bauer?
I think so, but
the baseball player who he was having consensual sex with this lady, and like the pictures came out of like, because she liked the type of physical, she was like, like physical sex.
Okay.
And he just got this big old contract or something like that too, and with the Dodgers, and I think it was with the Dodgers, and he had to go to court and show like this was consensual. She asked for all of this, and in the text message, she was asking for everything he did. She took pictures of and tried to manipulate the public on to what you know what I'm saying. And they found out everything he really did was consensual. But the team, even though they're still paying him the money on the big contract, because technically he didn't do anything wrong, but they're like, it's just too much of a public, like with Disney, it's just too much of a public disfigurement, I guess, to bring you back and get asked questions about like, how can you bring someone back that's doing? But it's like, it was consensual. Like, but people like, well, how do you know? Like, I get it. The Trevor Bauer one was crazy because it's like, there was blood, it's all different. But at the same, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Wow.
But you can Google it. It was crazy. But he had messages and everything showing this was consensual. Even her, after that night, she alleged he did X, Y, and Z. She was coming back like, oh, daddy, come do me again. Like, ooh.
She was white?
Yeah. He was white. He's white. He was. He is white. He can't go nowhere. He can't change his color.
No, I'm talking. Yeah, you're right. BDS. Man, that's
bro. It's one of those things where it's like, be careful.
Man,
like,
Charlamagne says it right, bro. Get married, bro. Find you someone and settle down. Because guess what? Even though in a marriage things can happen where, because I also heard that like you can sexually assault your spouse even if you're married.
How?
Because consent is still consent. So if she doesn't feel like having intercourse that night you kind of force yourself on her, that can be considered that.
Yeah, that's different.
Now it is, but it's still, you know what I'm saying? So
no, you're right. I'm agreeing with you.
But it's like, so you got to be careful with that. But still, it's like with a spouse, you're more likely to like be able to do them kind of stuff and stay confined. And hopefully you found you a good one that's gonna ride with you. I think Shannon's first mistake was messing with this young girl.
Yeah,
I can't hate on people messing with legally
age girls,
but that are just really young. I guess like 2019 to hit to whatever. I can't hate on, or like, do you? But at the same time, you have to understand and know, like, bro, what you about to do, you probably can't do that with a 19-year-old because or maybe you can. I don't. Okay,
Anthony,
what's the other side? Yeah, but he's young. I'm talking about.
He's young. She's 38. You see what I'm saying? He signed a $200-some million contract.
That's the one he said he told the girl you want a child. Yeah,
he told her before she had the child. She still went and had the child. He even gave her $100K. She just took it and ran. Now, if I'm the court, if you didn't take that if you agreed to take that $100K to go do with that, and you didn't do it, I think the court should have made her pay it back.
That's the fact. Yeah.
Because you didn't hold, like, you agreed to something, you didn't hold up your end of it. Now you want to have this baby, and now you
expect me to be. And the boy already said he's not
going to be. I was talking to my cousin.
There.
He was like, well, in another 4 years, another 4 to 5 years, he's going to sign another big extension. So she's going to try to go for more and more. But it's like, bro, like, the courts need to put a cap or a hold on that, because like she tried to fly to California to get that child on Anthony. You know what I'm saying? To get a bigger payday. They're like, nah, the child was in Georgia, you go to Georgia. So now you're doing it.
Tripping.
You know what I'm saying? So like, so it's going to help him out a little bit, but at the same time, like, I do feel bad. I'm not saying it's a thing, but if I tell you I don't want, it's like if a woman told you she didn't want the child, she can go have the abortion if she has the option, and you can't say anything about it. You got to just take it on the chin and keep moving forward. But if a man say, I don't want it, well, it's in my body, I choose to have it because you're rich. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not the public. I think that's why the public don't look at him crazy, because he did stand on that, and he stood on it. Like, I don't want to be a part of this child. I didn't want this child.
I think a small group didn't like it, but after a while, you gotta respect it. Especially once everything else came out to where he was like, "Man, I told this girl, and she told me I'm about to go do this."
You didn't do it,
and she still didn't do it.
But I think it correlates, or 360s. It comes back and hit all the way around because like it's not just a young lady or an older lady. I mean, a young lady that has that problem. Like it's just certain women or certain men or certain people. I'm not gonna do that. It's certain people that see someone doing well and doesn't say, okay, I know where this situation's going. This is going to lead to nothing. So I'm going to get something out of it.
What is the difference? Me and Ron was talking about this yesterday. What do you think an older guy dates a younger girl for versus what an older woman dates a younger guy for? Do you think it's all sexual? Or do you think what do you think there's a difference?
And that's the thing. I don't want to generalize. I think it depends on each case.
No, well, we're talking generally. Though.
Okay, generally.
Yeah, talking generally. Yeah.
I don't know. I have to personalize it because if I was an older man messing with a younger woman, I guess it would be to have either more kids or something like that. You know what I'm saying? If you're a younger man, all right, I like older women. Like when I was messing with older women, it was like probably like 15, 20 years older than me. Like it was just sexually.
So you think
sexual transaction? That's it.
So you think men?
And she bought me stuff.
This is how I know this man capping. He just be talking.
She bought me stuff.
No, I know that part.
And
I
she
get.
paid for dinner. Like older women pay for dinner.
Yeah.
I love that.
So you think older men date younger women for babies, just to have babies?
To generalize it, you want to have a kid.
Man, you lying.
Think about it. If you want to have a kid, my gosh, you already having sex with her,
bro. But you can have a kid with any girl. Not any girl, because after a certain age, the eggs and everything. But like you don't have to go young to have a baby. I think older men date younger women for control. You can manipulate, but both parties can do this now. Don't get me wrong. All the women can also manipulate.
Even the woman
younger
without the bag coming to the man with the bag can control the man with the bag if it's right.
But I think older men, I'm specifically talking about older men date younger girls. Okay. To be able to manipulate, I think older women date younger boys, younger guys for sex. Right, that's what I think.
So we agree upon that one.
Well, that's what he didn't say that. The women part.
The older women, yeah.
The women part. Yeah.
Because like, that's all I got out of the situation.
Man said men trying to have baby. Man, you know that niggas are trying to have no baby. They trying to have, they are trying. And obviously sex, because men are. It comes with it, but it's not. They're not like, man, let me go date this young girl because she can have my baby. Man, she ain't thinking about that. Energy. Shannon is not thinking about. Shannon specifically said he didn't want no more kids. Shannon out there getting a 19-year-old because he thinks or believes or thinks
he control her.
There you go. Corey Holcomb said that. I think
he was saying mess with chicks who have less.
Broke, less, yeah. But still, the men, it's control.
It's control. It's the same thing.
Yeah. I don't think women out here trying to date younger boys to control, younger guys to control.
No, they just want company and good sex. Cause like it was just like that's all I did. They bought me things. Like when we went out to eat, they paid for it. You know what they told me?
What they told you?
Don't look at the price.
Don't worry about it.
Get what you want.
Get what you want. And you was getting?
Boy, I got like 2 appetizers. I got something to go. I got 8 there. I got like 3 drinks. You all right, baby? You want something else? No, I'm good, Miss Maybelline. Like I said, I'm so tore up, Miss Maybelline. I need to go lay down at your house. Oh, come on, baby. As soon as we get back to the house, that thing hard.
Oh.
She done took her midday nap. I done took me a nap, got up and got
to it.
Let me get my bag.
Oh, that's crazy work.
I got some gifts in that, baby. Grandma, my back broke. Go ahead and get that out the living room.
Ooh, that's crazy. But I get it. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I hope everything works out with Shannon. I hope the truth comes out as far as like, I don't think he's going to get his job back at ESPN. And even Stephen A. Smith on his show was alluding to, because Shannon Sharpe said, I'm expected to be back before the football preseason.
Right.
Stephen A. put out his because he drops his show every day. That same day he dropped his show, he said in this show, and I'm paraphrasing, I just hope Shannon Sharpe can deal with this case great and come out on the other side, and he can get a job on TV once again. He never said specifically, I can't wait for him to come back to ESPN, like to First Take. He never said those words specifically. So I don't think he's coming. That was my first time that he isn't coming back to ESPN. When he said that like that, because Stephen A., 100%. Most every time speaks very clearly when he says, "I spoke to the bosses. I'm in contact with the bosses. I'm close to the bosses of ESPN and Disney." And he was like, "He's the man." So he knows
something's coming.
He knows that man ain't getting that man ain't getting the job back. And I don't know where Shannon gonna go. But honestly, Shannon got his own thing. Now, is he gonna get? This is the last thing we could move on. Do you think if he comes out clear on the other side, he still gets the $100 million that he was potentially gonna get, or do they try to like negotiate and be like, "Bro, you ain't that hot no more. We're gonna give you 65."
I think that's why he's still working on it. Like he's still going. He's doing the club shit. So he's still getting his guests.
Well, I think those are all pre-recorded. So he got those in the tuck. So he got to drop them.
Well, not nightcap. Not nightcap.
No, not nightcap.
Nightcap.
No, Shay.
But I don't know. Because it's like Kanye with the swastika and the KKK hoods and stuff like that. He's still getting attention, still getting talked about.
Kanye billionaire though.
Yeah, he's a billionaire.
Do you think he gets a contract, another contract like that? 100 million.
I think so because it's worth the
100 million.
I don't know if it's 100 million, but it's worth the investment. Because he shows he has an incredible work ethic. It's like SHEDEUR Sanders is the off the field.
If you was a negotiator, they'd knock you over the head with. They'd take your money and run.
No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't. Hey,
how you go?
Because if I gotta start all over, think about it. It's like moving to another team. If I gotta get cut from this team and go to another team and show this team why I'm worth the money, then I'm gonna play that contract out. And then when it's time to re-up, I'm gonna re-up big time. You know what I'm saying? Then on top of that, you still
okay. So you saying he might get that money, but he might not get it right now.
Get it later. Like
he might get it like 2, 3, 5 years later.
Keep building the platform. You know what I'm saying?
Because I was talking about right now.
Oh yeah, no, not right now. I think he'll get something. He'll get something, but he's one of those people which I love. These type of people, they don't like. It's like yo got it. It's this table full of plates. He makes sure everybody eat.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's how I love. That's why he's still working. That's why he's still going hard because he wants to make sure everybody in his table, all his employees, everybody who he brought on as an owner, or whatever, is eating.
Yeah.
So I think that eventually, it's gonna continue to bounce back. You know, he still gets big names on Nightcap. Nightcap still goes daily. It's still the
not
view,
daily, Tuesdays and Thursdays,
but it's still going.
Yeah,
but it's still going. Up.
It's still going.
Still
okay,
going up.
All right. Well,
but I think Gil's Arena's about to probably take him for like that top spot as far as independent sports
you think
media.
So?
Yeah, because they're going.
They're going crazy.
I
have been seeing a lot more of their clips spreading around the net. So maybe
Gil's Arena's been. Oh man.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Gil and the rest of the crew.
Oh, Kevin Gates, man. I got this topic late.
Mm-hmm.
Did you familiar with him at the Lakers game and everything, sitting
he was
front row?
He spoke on why Savannah wasn't looking at LeBron and but like they've been mad. They've been together since high school.
Come on, man.
I'm like,
do you think that? Do you think? What do you think of that move of him? Well, and we don't know. People, the internet is speculating that he sat front row to prove a point that LeBron ain't really
like that.
Like he was on Stephen A. Smith. Do you think that's the case, or do you think he was just there? Do you think that just happened, randomly? Because he did go there after having that back and forth with LeBron. Well, not really a back and forth. It was literally one. Yeah, he did that, and he said something, and that was it.
Posted a subliminal, and then I think that Kevin Gates didn't go there for drama. I think that Kevin Gates just went there to show people like I'm not running from nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm not choosing no side. I'm not in it. I just think Kevin Gates went there with his lady, and he said, just to show you, I'm not running for nobody. And LeBron go do that to whoever he plans on doing that to, but he never questioned. Like, that's the thing. He talked about his wife, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people talked about LeBron's wife. So Brian was like, man, bro, look, it's not going to affect my home. I'm going to be okay. Like, I got to focus. And it's the playoffs. Like when he did that to Stephen A, that wasn't a game where, you know what I'm saying? Where it was like everything was all on the line. They're like, nah, this is more of a, but it looks bad now that, you did all that. You're down 3-1 right now. You're down 1-3. You know what I'm saying? It looks bad on Brian, but like I said, if I'm Brian, I probably would have punched him. Just to say, you know what? Just to keep that same energy. You know what I mean? But what if you got but let me ask you this, hypothetically. What if he'd have punched on him, bound, and then Gates would have beat the sleeves off him? That'd make LeBron look bad.
That would have made LeBron look.
You 6'8", 6'9", you let him.
Who you think? Nah, I'm not about to promote violence.
Boy, you sleep. I'll whoop the sleeves off LeBron now. For real. I just keep swinging. Boy, you crib.
T, first of all, you got to look up.
Yeah, I'm going to kick him dead in the nut. Bah!
All fair and love and war.
All fair, man. You tripping. You 6'9", I'm 6 feet. You got 9.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think. I think Kevin Gates went there on some ego stuff. Maybe not. But it looks that way.
That you went to that game.
It just looks that way. After you said this and Bron said what he said, like it looks that way. Like, I'm about to show you that you ain't really like that. Yeah. But at the end of the day, man,
hit me, I'm suing.
We don't. Nah, I don't think
I'm Gabriella Zuniga. You hear me?
I don't think Gates would sue.
Call me,
but I don't think LeBron would.
Brian would have swung on me. I'm Gabriel. You can call me Gabrielle Zuniga. You hear me? I want 50.
Know who that is.
Off me 10, I want 50.
Oh, that's Gabrielle is the girl that's suing.
Yeah, that's suing Shannon. Yeah. You hit me.
Yeah, but
BDSM.
You are
not like that. But
you are a money.
No, not money hungry, but just more aware that he's way richer than me. I do well. I am a middle class man. I do really well for myself. You know what I'm saying? But hey, if a billionaire wants to put hands on me, you know, and hey, Tony Busby, pro bono, if you want to do it,
then you would hire you would hire Tony. You would hire Tony?
Hey,
that's crazy.
He got the women off the Deshaun Watson page.
That's crazy. So
after the Deshaun Watson stuff, a little example of that, Deshaun still got paid a fully guaranteed contract after settling that. So you don't think Unc can get a big contract after settling this?
That is a very good example of someone.
Now, granted, Deshaun hasn't played well, but
that's a very good example.
Can do shows longer than Deshaun can play football.
That is a very good example. Now, do I think? Wow, that's good. No, you know what? I think yes.
All it takes is one person.
Yes, I don't think he would get the amount he thought he was gonna get. He might get a little less.
Knock it down.
But to your point, yes, because
the product is devalued.
Shannon has, and even if you look at Nightcat, he's still the same amount of viewers on his live is the same.
Yeah,
they're still supporting Shannon, and like so it's like. Yeah, well, you're right.
Even if it's just the people trying to troll, because I go through the comments. You know what I'm saying?
They be trolling. I went through the comments and I ain't see much trolling.
BDM, BDSM, ASMR.
Oh man,
Shannon settling fire. They was saying that type of stuff. They was saying.
That's crazy.
Then when he did, remember the draft when they was out there for the draft?
Yes,
he was out there,
that's the one I saw.
Niggas at 5. Michelle.
Oh, that's people crazy.
Yes.
But you got that's something you got to deal with as a personality. Like once something like that goes on the internet, you got to expect people on the streets yelling that kind of stuff. Now you just got to deal with that.
But that's why I think that's what the 10 million was for. It was like, bro, just go ahead and take this, bro. Like I just don't want people to like speculate
or
you know what I'm saying? And then
you
have to sit and wait for everything to go through courts. And now we both just pushing discovery to the public eye. Oh, this is what I had. This is what he had. This is what I have. And he's releasing messages. He's releasing. Oh, why did Mr. Sharpe want to settle for 10 million? Da, 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 da. Tony Busby. Nobody wants this. Nobody wants their private life in the public eye.
That's the truth.
That's true. And you're playing on that.
That's
so
true.
honestly, especially with the Jay-Z case and the Deshaun Watson thing, I pray you lose this case. I pray they take your license to practice law.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Especially if it's every time you trying to shake people down. This is what I don't care if it seems like a negative to you, but it's a positive to everyone else. Because once we make it, I promise you won't ever see anything crazy like that. But you know what I'm saying? Like I say, like the way they painted this on, you know how I am.
Hey,
I need to get married.
I'm telling you, nah.
I need to get married.
Once we make it, I'm taking wax advice. Man, I'm doing a lot. And I'm not even doing nothing now. But I feel like probably when I was in my teens, I might have did some stuff that it was like, but
yeah, but
and they gonna bring that up and be like, you was man, I'm 35 years old. That is not who I am, bro. Hey man, but yeah, you're right.
I'm gonna be like you though, like
but I'm gonna be less like Wax say, man. The higher I get, the less life. But I'm not even living wild. I'm not living. I haven't lived.
Diddy's a billionaire, and well, Diddy get him in this situation, but you know what I'm saying. But Diddy was, Diddy has kids with a lot of women. Diddy's frolicking. Nick Cannon has a lot of women. He's frolicking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
that's
the way he must be handling business is like It can't be like for this woman, they must have had a bad breakup for this to happen.
Yeah,
a really bad breakup.
Well, I don't know if you heard, but and we could end it here. She found out about Michelle like everybody else did, and that's what caused her to be like, "You cheated on me."
She's 19.
She's a but she's not a airhead. She's a 19-year-old girl.
That's the control. 'Cause she
That's
don't
how
know
they
anything.
behave, bro.
Right.
At that age, teenagers, bro.
that
It's like,
answered your
oh,
question.
my feelings and all this stuff.
Bro, that answered your question right there, though.
Which
like
one?
we was talking about, like why older men like younger women. Like I just thought about it, like experience. Like think about it. I can take you on trips, stability. I can do all type of stuff, pay for it. You ain't gotta worry about it.
I know why the younger girl. I'm talking about why the older man.
Yeah, but think about it. Like I know you want that. You know, I know you want to travel.
Control.
I don't want to be in your picture on Instagram. Go ahead and post it. But I'm saying, well, I'm gonna be in this video late at night. You feel what I'm saying? Tyra Spielberg. You know what I'm saying?
Matter of fact, you told us a few months ago that you have some videos of. Make sure you got them.
Oh,
you told me you had some video. Make sure you have them.
No, I want you to put mine out. I'm blessed. I want you to put that out.
We don't care. We don't care about that.
I ain't choking nobody. Ain't nobody got no videos of me punching on them, beating on no woman, no da-da-da-da-da. No. Okay, all right. No, but you might have me slapping that ass. Bah! I'm sorry, this is kiss. I mean, you might have me, doing my thing. But other than that, like, bro, like I pride myself on that. So, like, if anything ever came out about like that, about any, like, that's why I wouldn't believe it. Secondly, when we do get to that point, I pray that I am married. Yeah. So and I'm comfortable with keeping my wife around me. Yeah. Because I want that person to always, like, if you falsely accuse me, you better bring her into that loss. Yeah, she was right there with me. She was at, that's a fact.
That's a fact.
The wives out there, man.
Charlamagne said it right, man. Get you a wife and settle down. As far as like, because when a partner, somebody that you could commit to, because when you have that, you ain't worried about distractions. Yes, because you're so focused on whatever your goals and mission is, and you already have someone next to you that you ain't got to be looking for that. Because it's hard to from. My understanding, it's hard to like find someone once you make it. It's harder then.
It's like, bro, think about it. Well, you're married, but I'm middle class, doing really well. Like, bro, it's like it's tough for me to just put my finger just on one particular, because it's like she just from my personal example, she might be messed up mentally here, or she might be twisted here, she might be that. But it's like, but I'm only dealing with you for sexual interaction. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, but it's like, I'd rather have a woman who I can sit there and say, you know what, I can have a conversation about everything. I feel a certain type of way I can get angry with, but you know what, we're not going to go tell the world our business. We're going to figure it out. We're going to communicate.
We all need a Savannah James, man, or a Michelle Obama, or who else? We all need one of
Amber
those.
Stewart. Yeah.
We shout out to my baby. Hey, man, that's going to be the cue right there. That's how we going to close it out, man. Thank you for joining another episode of Pure Thought Podcast. I am your host, Mr. DHE, and this is my guy.
_TLs. Follow me for more live advice.
Follow the man for more life advice, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment.